Somebody just said underneath one of my videos in regards to the emails, you know, Donnie Jr.'s emails, that the emails mean nothing and Trump will finish out his term. You better hope that he not only finishes out his term, but he wins next time too. And I'll tell you why. It's because he's only safe as president. Do you understand what I'm saying? As president, he can be impeached. As a citizen and a past president, he can be imprisoned. You see what I'm saying? And this investigation could literally take years. And at the end of the investigation, I mean, stuff just keeps coming out and coming out. And it is starting to affect his base. So you see what I'm saying? That might be the best thing for everybody that can't stand Trump and know that he's dirty, is that he does finish out his term, but then he doesn't win. Somebody else ends up in office, and the prosecution, it keeps happening, but it's not as impeachment. It's a criminal prosecution. And Trump ends up in jail. This is what I said when this all started. I said that I had a premonition that Trump will fight, you know, the trial. He will keep delaying it, and that he will live the rest of his life down there at Mar-a-Lago trying to fight, you know, going to court, putting it off and putting it off, doing legal maneuvers, which would be a pretty lousy life, which would be okay. See what I'm saying? As president, he can only be impeached. As a citizen, they can go after him. They can go after him and prosecute. Not only that, think about this, Trump supporters. As a federal crimes, the president can pardon, but he can't on a state level. So if anything with money laundering or anything like that happens on a state level, like say one of these banks in New York City, he's fucked. He's fucked. I hope so. I think he's a dick. I think he's a dick. He looks dirty. He looks dirty. I'm hoping the worst for this trashy family. They're trash. They're fucking trash. And you Trump supporters that keep like just thinking that, what is it? You liked his fucking show or something? Is that why you keep backing him? Is this the first time like you feel like you won something? You didn't win anything. He cheated. It's looking like he cheated. Is that the message you would send to your children, that cheating's okay? Don't you want to know if he cheated, or you just don't care? That's like the religious people, that, you know, the evangelical people that back this guy. Like, what about your fucking God? Your God that you love so much, and this Bible that you read. He is so anti, you know, it's like you voted for the Antichrist. Today he was doing an interview on the Christian broadcast network. God, who is that guy? I can't fucking remember. One of the older ministers. God, who is it? Oral Roberts, maybe? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But it looked like the Grim Reaper was interviewing him. Trump is old, but he was being interviewed by somebody that was like fucking 90 or 100. I hope he ends up in jail. I think he's a dick. He hasn't done anything. You realize that he hasn't done anything? Nothing good has happened. Where's that health care everybody was going to get? He signed a bunch of shit. That's all he's done. He hasn't done anything. Like nothing. It's a very unsuccessful president so far. It's the truth. He could end up in jail. You love him so much, you better hope he wins the second time, and I have a feeling he's not going to be able to. It doesn't look good. I hope they prosecute him. I hope he ends up in jail. Him, Jared, his greasy-ass haired son. It's a fucking dirty, dirty, stinking administration. I mean, the whole thing about Trump, the reason why I wouldn't vote for him was that he just clearly lies. He's pathological about lying. He just doesn't stop lying. So I don't want a president like that. I understand that it's human nature to lie, but pathologically lying, saying one thing and then turning around the next day and saying another. He has no policy, because his policy just changes. You know, his people say one thing and then he says another thing. He throws them under the bus. The Republicans in the Senate and, you know, the House, like, seriously, I think that they're looking bad. They have a lot of issues here. They do. They have a lot of issues because they're not doing what they should. They aren't. They're allowing this to happen. And as somebody that votes GOP, I'm having a hard time ever voting Republican again. It fucking sucks. They look horrible. Not as bad as Trump, though. He looks really bad.